Good morning, everybody. I'm going to be taking you along on a what I eat in a day video today. I got up this morning at 5:30 like I usually do. I got my workout in. I did take my fasting blood sugar this morning. It was, what was it, 84? I'll put it up here. And I had my first morning snack already. Oh, I can see my breath. It doesn't feel that cold out here, but we're, solidly into fall and the weather is getting colder. Okay, so I had my first morning snack. I do try to eat within 30 minutes of waking up in the morning, and it's just, it's a small snack. It's not a full meal. I don't feel like sitting down and eating a giant meal that early in the morning. So I had my coffee with 5 ounces of whole milk, steamed for like a latte, and then a banana with that. And that fueled me enough through my workout. And I'll be having more of a breakfast here in a little bit when I get hungry, probably after like I do my red light therapy and stuff. I will cook something for breakfast. So in our porch chat this morning, I wanted to talk a little bit about weight loss. I get this question on nearly every video, especially what I eat in a day video that I post. What is your weight doing with all of this transition and, all of that, all of the details. And so far with my transition to carbs and then my transition to even higher carb and lower fat, my weight has stayed very, very stable. The only exception is when I did my 12-day sugar diet experiment, I dropped 6 pounds in that 12 days, so like half a pound a day, which was crazy. I found that weight loss did not continue. It was an initial thing. Not sure all of the details there, but it wasn't like I could just keep on doing that same diet and then still lose half a pound a day. The weight loss kind of plateaued there, but it stayed there. So even as I transitioned to not the sugar diet, but still tending higher carb and tending lower fat, my weight just stayed very, very stable. I kept those 6 pounds off and, felt like I could eat to satiety without gaining weight. I wasn't counting my calories every day, but I would count, especially when I do a video. It was always a good check-in to, just kind of see where I'm at. I don't want a diet where I have to meticulously count calories forever. Do any of us really want that? But it is good to, especially when you're making transitions and, trying to nail down certain macros, to keep an eye on things. So I wasn't tracking every single day, but I was eating to satiety. And when I did track, my calories tended to be somewhere around 2,500 or so. So eating pretty high calorie, it's really important to me to have a high functioning metabolism, not to be super suppressed. And so I was fueling my body really, really well. And I felt like my body was responding well in that it wasn't gaining weight. So that's kind of been where I've been at for the past 6 months or so. Cause let's see, it was in May that I did the sugar diet experiment. And let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, 6 months now that my weight has been really steady and I've been eating pretty high calorie, my metabolism is doing well. Of course, my ideal scenario would be that I just keep eating like this and then my excess weight that I still want to lose just kind of falls off gradually. That would have been fantastic. I have not seen that happen, unfortunately. It's not a magic plan that has just produced magical weight loss without effort for me. So I've kind of had in my mind that I'd get my metabolism up, I'd fuel myself, I'd nourish myself, get my body into a really comfortable place. Because I have found for me, pushing my body for weight loss when it is not fueled, nourished, or comfortable is a recipe for disaster. I absolutely will not do it. I will not starve myself in order to lose weight. So I've been working to get my body to a good place to where an attempt at weight loss is not overly stressful and that my body is put into a position that it's more likely to respond well and that the weight is more likely to stay off. That's like my ideal scenario. So I have been working on getting my body to that comfortable place. I feel like I am at that comfortable place. And so I have taken a few steps towards trying to reduce excess weight. And those steps are, the first is starting to count my calories and macros. So I knew that I had a baseline of around 2,500 calories, although it did vary from day to day, obviously, because I was eating to hunger. But on average, I was eating around 2,500 calories. And I know that activity trackers are not super accurate, but on my Fitbit that I wear, all day, it tells me that typically with my activity, I'm burning around 2,500 calories per day on average. So that kind of lines up, kind of makes sense. And my weight has been steady at that level of calories. So in the past, probably week or a little more than a week, I have been counting my calories every day. And I have been trying to keep my calories around 2,000 to 2,200. And I figure that's, enough of a drop from my baseline that hopefully it will start getting the needle to move in the right direction, but it's not super drastic. I don't think it's going to stress my body out. Now I have the idea that I think my body is really good at adapting, because it's like, we don't want to just give up this weight. It might be really important if there's a famine or something. And so you start giving us 200 calories less, we'll adapt. It's fine. We'll just burn less. I have a feeling my body adapts really well, but it's like, what else am I going to do? So drop down the calories. So we'll see what that does. Obviously with a drop in calories, my macros have to change. So I was eating 400 grams of carbs per day, sometimes as high as 500 grams of carbs, but it really did vary from day to day. Obviously, when you reduce your calories, everything or some of the things have to reduce a little bit. And because I have my protein pretty set at around 100 to 120 grams per day, that's not changing. My fat, over the summer, I was eating pretty low fat, around 30 grams of fat per day. I have increased that to somewhere between 45 and 60 grams. I did find that my blood sugar regulation got so much better going through that period of low fat and high carb. And I have found that now I can add some fat back and I'm not having my blood sugar revert to where it was before. So before I'd really have to, manage my carbohydrate level in order to keep my blood sugar down. I found that once I lowered the fat for a time and did high carb for a time, it really regulated my blood sugar. And now I'm able to tolerate more fat in my diet along with the carbs, which is wild and delicious, I will say, without having my blood sugar revert back to the less regulated place that it was before. So I have my 100 to 120 grams of protein per day. I have my 45 to 60 grams of fat per day. And then the rest I just make up in carbs up to that 2,000 to 2,200 calorie mark. So that's where my macros are right now. If that results in weight loss, we shall see. It's just kind of one of those, I just got to do it for a while and kind of see how my body responds. Like I said, I'm not at a place anymore where I do really dramatic things as far as cutting my calories really low. Some people would say that the sugar diet was dramatic, which in one sense it was, but it wasn't dramatically low calorie. I'm not doing 500 calorie diets. I'm not doing 1,000 calorie diets. No PSMF calorie ranges here anymore. I know that does not get me to where I want to be ultimately. Maybe gives me short-term results, but it doesn't give me anything permanent. So that is where I'm at with calories, macros, and all of that. And so today I will bring you along on what I eat so you can kind of see what it looks like throughout the day. I do want to say a big thank you, as always, to Element, who is the sponsor of today's video. I love Element. It is a constant in my diet, even though a lot of things have changed in the last couple of years. Element is something that remains a permanent thing in my diet. I use it every day in order to feel my best, to feel hydrated. It is absolutely my favorite refreshing thing to have during a workout. I do a workout class that is pretty intense. It's one of the most intense workout classes that I've ever done in my many years of exercising, and we're sweating and, doing all the things, burpees and frog jumps and all the things. And to be able to have my element in throughout that is so incredibly refreshing. It's absolutely my favorite thing. So if you want to try out Element and see if it's right for you, you can do it risk-free. You can get a free sample pack just by using my link, drinkelement.com/indigo, drinklmnt.com/indigo. Click that link, place an order on the website for anything, and they do have a full money-back guarantee. So if you're dissatisfied for any reason, you can get your money back and you get to keep the product. So if you did click my link and placed an order, you will get that free sample pack of 8 sticks of Element added to your order for free. Thanks again so much to Element for sponsoring the video today. It's 8:45, and this is what I'm having for breakfast. I am having 2 pieces of leftover pizza that we made last night. This is the einkorn crust pizza. I have shared my einkorn bread recipe, and we use the same dough for the pizza. So we make it the exact same way. You kind of have to spread it onto the pan because it's not, you can't handle it. It's too sticky. So you just kind of like spread it onto the pan and bake it and then top it and then bake it again. So anyways, I'm going to have 2 pieces of leftover pizza. And then I also have 8 ounces of Fage Greek yogurt with a little bit of spiced plum jam that I made over the summer. I got some prep work done so that I can throw together a soup in a little bit. I have my grandson on his way over to hang out with us this morning. So I figured having a big pot of soup made, you know, for me to have an easy lunch later would be a great idea. And so I was going back and forth about what kind of soup. I have some stew meat defrosting, and I could just make a beef stew. It's delicious, but I was thinking I'd rather have some kind of a curry, like creamy curry type beef stew. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's just going to be very similar to a beef stew, but I'm going to add a little bit of coconut milk and a little bit of curry paste instead of things like thyme and sage and stuff like that. So I'm going to throw that together in a little bit, and I'll show you that when it's done. Here is 1 hour after my meal. 87. And here we are 2 hours post-meal. 94. Okay, my day has not gone as planned. It is already 2:30 and I have not eaten another meal. I am hungry. I had a mishap with the meat. I was cooking the meat for the stew, and then we had a farm emergency where I had to run out and manage things. And then the meat on the stove burned. And so I had to scrap that and start over. Luckily, it was just the meat that I lost. And so I was able to defrost some more meat. It took a long time. So I'm finally sitting down to a meal. So this looks like beef stew, but it has the curry paste in there. I think it was yellow curry paste from Thai and True. I love that. And it has a little bit of coconut milk. I just put in half a cup in the whole pot just to give it a little bit of creaminess, but not add a ton of fat. So I have 16 ounces here, topped with green onions and cilantro. And for dessert, I'm going to have a couple ounces of dates. I am about to meet some friends for a walk. So I'm going to get that in. That means I probably will not get my 1 hour post-meal glucose, but hopefully I can get my 2 hour. Here is my very random dinner. I have a cup of cottage cheese with some everything but the bagel seasoning on there. It's good. Don't knock it till you tried it. A whole bunch of baby cucumbers sliced up. I'll have those with the cottage cheese. And then I have a bunch of tamari rice crackers from Trader Joe's. Talia made some einkorn brownies after dinner, so I'm going to have one for dessert. All right, here is my blood sugar 1 hour post meal. And here we are at 2 hours.